Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Teri, and this is my guest and co host, Dr. Gail, Skywalking with Moon. Hi, Gail.
Hey, Terry, thanks for doing all this, putting it together. Or we both put it together, I
We
guess.
both put it together. Yeah. Yeah. So we're streaming. This is the first time that we've streamed for Galactic Gaia Live.
Right. Well, I streamed last week.
Oh, you did?
Live, I did a live, and I did pulled cards on stones, and so I probably about had 6 people show up, and it was off the cuff
Good.
too. But it was just straight on Gaia just to see if I could do it, and it was successful. And so now, but we're streamed this first time we streamed on all 3 channels.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got them all on. Hey Deb, Tree Shifting Veils. Good to see you. And so we're on 3 channels. We're on Holding Your Space, Skywalking with Moon, and Galactic Gaia, which is the new healing channel that we're doing. And today we're talking about ascension phases and the steps of ascension phases. So Deb, I'm so glad you're here because I love your comments when you make them. And anybody, hey Oxford Cat, anybody that has some comments that you want to make or questions about it. We can do that since we're live too. So good to see everybody. Hi, Nancy, coming in. So ascension phases. The first two we've kind of discussed together because we felt like they could go either direction. But awakening is number one, and then dark night of the soul.
Yeah. Well, how that discussion came up, you were looked at this list and you went, I'm not so sure if I agree with the first two. I think it starts with Dark Night of the Soul and then the Awakening. And so I thought about it, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it.
Yeah.
I have thought about it since then, and I went, well, we probably don't recognize the Awakening because that probably feels good. But we certainly recognize the Dark Night of the Soul. So I think that's probably when we actually recognize that we might have had an awakening. And
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that dark night of the soul, it feels like I'm just going to mention this because a lot of the people here have been through this, is that a lot of times when star beings come into this planet and these human existence, we do have some dark nights of the soul because it does help push our ascension faster. If we're not in place, it seems like then we'll get a little shove.
And that Dark Night of the Soul is not fun.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not at all. Hey, son of what? Everybody coming in. Kim Princess, thank you. I'm wearing my pearls today in my regular turquoise. So the other thing that happens, and this pertains to everybody here, I love this, is thirst for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have never had such a thirst. I mean, I was always thirsty for knowledge, but after the pandemic or during the pandemic and YouTube awakened my soul, kind of, that every teacher on the planet was on YouTube all of a sudden. I thought I was like a kid, in a candy store. I was just like, bum, 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 bum. And I know everybody here in the chat, you guys are so well informed. So it's like, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the thirst for knowledge. Yeah, I'll agree with you. I've always been thirsty for knowledge, but my thirst for knowledge came during 2020 when we did have access to YouTube and all that knowledge. And of course, my knowledge was going in a different direction, or my thirst for knowledge was going into the metaphysical world, which I had never been a part of. So for me, I was just like wide open for the information to come into me at that time.
Yeah. And I just want to mention here too, I don't know about you guys out there, but for me, it came in as well, like in books and things when I was a kid and growing up, and you really had to work a little harder for it. You had to find a teacher, you had to go to classes, in the physical, so you have to drive somewhere usually. But now we've got it's so much easier with the internet, and then taking that one step further, that we have also, if anybody wants to use it, AI, and
Yeah.
and that's the next step. It's the quantum leap kind of right now. I think.
Well, I kind of feel like you have been going through this here recently.
Sorry, I was going to snort on camera, but I'll leave that for later, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it has been a quantum leap lately. And I'm still kind of dazed and confused, everybody. So if you feel that way too. Oh, Debbie, yours has been to find your place. I love that. Yeah. And it is really important that we find our place, um but that search of finding our place, I think, is knowing that we're always there often. But we have to remember that, right? It's
Yes.
the journey. It's all about the journey. Yeah. So the next thing that we have on the list is family and friends fall away.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say I felt like I gathered more friends, and I would say the fall away for me would be family passing on. That would be probably the fall away. But I don't know that I've lost a lot of friends. Of course, I don't talk about it publicly to everybody too. So about what I do and how I do it, and being even on YouTube or anything. So I haven't lost a lot of friends that way because I just don't tell them because I don't think they'll be accepting of it. How about you?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm going to go back and talk a little bit about my story because I feel like every time I go through a shift, the friend group changes a little bit.
Right.
Like you do have a different friend group, but then you also have more friends because you, of course, still get coffee with other people and you still love them, but then you're introduced to something new and you go that direction and that direction.
Yeah. Well, I just got tapped on the shoulder and was told, yes, you have lost some friends. So I take that back. I have lost some friends.
Yeah, yeah, and you kind of lose some friends anyway, right? When you're like your job changes, or
Right.
you were a nurse for years, and then you were a chiropractor for years, and now you're and then you took care of your dad.
Right.
So that's all very important things in your life, milestones. And I was a wife, and then my husband died, and I was a business owner, and then I sold the business. So it was like all these different milestones that change things, and it does kind of change your friend group when that happens because you have.
Right. Now, here's a question that has come up for me on that in itself. Because each time that we change, like you were a wife, a mother, and then you were doing this. Anyway, we change. We change. And I've recently have been shown that, originally I've been shown that I have two circles go around my head going in different directions, and there's a lot of balls on each one of them, and each represents a different lifetime, and each aspect is me experiencing a different lifetime all the time. We're experiencing it all the time. What I've recently been shown is that even in our human lifetime here, we have that same choices that you choose. There's different aspects of you that let me go experience this. Let me go experience this. Like right now, we're experiencing being on YouTube, which I hadn't even thought about it. I just thought our path was just put out in front of us, and this is what we're doing. But we do come to crossroads and have different options on which life we want to experience. So that is also considered different aspects of life that we experience.
That makes so much sense because I really feel like I love my friend groups, so many of them. And when I'm with them, I can be right there and present and really enjoy the conversation. And it might not be about anything metaphysical, but it's
Right.
like, it's great talking about family and all sorts of things. So, yeah. And Debbie says, or Three Shifting Veils says, today's energy helped thin the herd. So
Yeah.
yeah, it does. And I had it when I was taking some courses through Chopra, and one of my teachers who was amazing said the air gets a little rare the farther you go. But yeah, yeah. So um, okay, this is a good one for everybody here. High pitches in your ears.
Oh my gosh, yes. My my left ear always has high pitches in it, and it just goes softer and louder whenever there's information coming in. Both my ears are going. How about you, Terry?
Yeah, it's it's funny. I don't know about anybody else here, but we're talking about Ascension today. If anybody's just coming in, Ascension symptoms. So different parts of my brain or energy field get connected to spirit in different ways. But like if I'm doing mediumship, it's here. If it's my guides, it's coming in from here. My left ear starts ringing, and then I had vertigo last week. I mean,
Oh yeah, you
for
know
a
that.
couple weeks.
I was talking about that here recently. I think it was with actually Danny, and I'd forgotten about when I first started all of this.
Yeah.
I had the ringing in the ears, but I was falling. I was actually falling. I was walking my dog, and all of a sudden I fall. Where did that come from? What did I step up? It was nothing, but I had it continually falling like that when in the very beginning, and of course I had the nausea. So I've had all sorts of different things occurring for me during these phases. But my ascension plan has been very fast, so I think I might have physically experienced a lot of these things. Maybe I'm not sure, but I, it's not as rough now when I'm going through it. Usually it's
Yeah.
just nausea, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that ringing in the ears and falling and nauseated and going, what is wrong with me?
Oh, Kim's been falling. Yeah. It's I had a situation a couple of weeks ago when I was in yoga, and I was the yoga class, the room that I was in, there's a Buddha on the wall that's been painted, that's gorgeous, and then there's the skylight right next to it. And then I do a lot of workshops in that classroom, or yeah, I guess it's a classroom. And I always know the space because I always clear the energy there directly at the back, directly across from the Buddha.
Oh,
Then I know that energy. Well, I'm there and I'm going into Shavasana, a little meditation time after yoga class. And I turn on my right side in the fetal pose and I start to fall inside the ground.
oh,
Yeah. And the room is spinning. And I'm like, okay, there she goes, folks. She's gone. And it did take about a week until this weekend I did ecstatic dance class.
oh, really?
And yeah, and that really grounded me because
I
they
don't
had a
even
lot of
know what that
African
is.
beats.
What is that?
Well, it's not really a class, it's just a dance. You just go and dance like a crazy person with your eyes closed or open. Nobody can talk during it and no cameras allowed, no phones allowed.
Thank goodness, because
So
I'm sure I look like a spaz during that.
it's so much fun. I love to spaz out. So yeah, yeah. Hi Perpetual. Everybody welcome. Hey Millie. Okay. So so this is interesting, this one. Light flicker visions and blurry eyes.
You know, I remember one time waking up in the middle of the night and I couldn't see out of my eyes. And for me, I didn't panic because for me, I felt like I had been up in a spaceship
I remember this.
and being brought down because, I closed my eyes again and about 30 minutes later, I opened it and I could see then, but I felt like it was something that was left over from going up in a spaceship, and maybe I awakened during my going back into my body or going back onto the bed, and anyway. But for some reason, I knew exactly what had happened, so it didn't make me panic.
I remember that, and you had me read on that. It was
Yeah,
I think we were on a show that week together, and I remember seeing that you had a lenses, like you know how some species have lenses, I think grasshoppers and different ones and lizards. But you had lenses on your eyes and you still had those lenses from the species that you were using or the body you were using on the
yeah,
spaceship.
I just think I woke up too fast.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And yeah, that blurry vision is something. It really is. So for
Yeah.
me too.
Do you have it? Do you have blurry vision or
I
blurry?
do. I get that quite often. And the other thing that I get, and let us know if you guys are seeing this. Mary says she's seeing geometric shapes in meditation. Yeah. And now they blast into many spaces of total darkness and then into one small dot of light. Wow. Any thoughts on that? That's been going on a couple of
Sounds
weeks.
like to me that she's getting downloads and that's coming in looking like that.
Yeah.
She's getting,
Programs.
I wouldn't say downloads as much as information coming in that form.
Yeah. New programs coming. You're being programmed. You're like your light body or your DNA.
Yeah.
Is being programmed. So I also get, and I've just become aware of this, and you know how sometimes you go through things and you do it all the time, but you don't notice it because you're doing it in a different timeline or whatever. And I realize that every time I drive down this particular street that I drive down several times a week, I see a light come in at a certain spot.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're shining a light on me, and I always get a flicker of it, and I always see it, and then I go on and I forget about it. But now this week I started remembering it and bringing it into the physical.
And that's why you're driving.
Yeah, of course it's while I'm driving. It's not a busy street or anything. But
Well, no, I
yeah.
just laugh at how many times I've talked to Danny about driving and something happening. And he's like, "You're driving, you're driving," and then I've gotten to a place where I'm not telling you because he freaks out all the time. I'm not telling you if I'm driving or not. They goes, "Well, I know you're driving."
That's funny. Yeah, he's the responsible one around here, isn't he? That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, so this one is interesting. And this one, you guys tell us, I don't agree with it. And I hope we don't get dinged on this for
No, how about just calling it no intimacy?
no intimacy. Yeah. Not really interested in being amorous or intimate. So how do you feel about that, Gail?
Well,
Tell us all about it.
well, it says chakra pillar recoding is going along with that. So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's interesting about that because I do think people go in phases in and out of that, but it would be hard to say that it would be directly that this would be the cause of it. I would think that would be hard to identify.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
and
too.
Linda saying definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So there are times that we're not interested in it in certain ways. Yet, when somebody's been through an NDE or whatever, or you've gone visioning and you've gone to a different aspect of timeline or dimension, it is a nirvana and it is an ecstasy. And you hear that a lot from people that have out of body experiences or NDEs. That nirvana, that ecstasy, is a very intimate feeling, I guess I
Well,
could say.
yeah. Well, but the thing that the no intimacy phase and it's saying it's chakra pillar recoding, that to me, I don't know that how would you be able to know if your chakras were recoding? I mean, do you feel the difference or I don't know that maybe I'm clueless but I don't know that I've ever been able to identify that my chakras were recoding except for my root chakra when they sent me Native Americans to help me figure out how to stay grounded on Earth. But how about you? Have you noticed a difference in your chakras changing?
Yeah, completely. And we talked about this a while back with Gail Lynn too, when she was on
Yeah.
Galactic Gaia. And but we did talk about it after the show. You guys, we got to start
Mm.
recording after shows and pre-shows. So I do see they're not new chakras, but they're chakras that we're becoming aware of that we already have, like that new coding coming in. And behind us, behind all these chakras that we know of, the 7 or 8 chakras or 10 or whatever you're working with, there's all these other chakras and meridians that are coming online as we awaken. So yeah,
Well, I should, again, I have to correct myself because it was the ultra major chakra that I learned about how important that was and how important it had been to me. And it's the one in the back of your neck that goes to the pineal gland and your third eye, which is a real important chakra. And I didn't discover that until what, a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago. So I would say maybe, yeah, I have
yeah,
experienced the chakra pillar recoding. But when we were talking about behind the scenes of Gail Lynn, I was also talking about how the extraterrestrials I don't see as much as the lower three chakras, as much as that they kind of go up to the heart chakra. They start getting absorbed more into the heart chakra, where they have larger heart chakras than we do, and smaller other ones, if they even have the other ones below the heart.
yeah. It's all about the heart, I feel
Mhm.
like. I mean, even though everything, because I feel like that high heart space between your throat and your heart's chakra
Right. And
are
you're the
like,
one that introduced me to that one.
yeah, your oversoul, part of your oversoul, jewel of the lotus blossom.
Right.
So Sarah says, chakras recoding, you will feel funny or sideways. I like that. And off balance, like to
Maybe
new
that's the
systems,
falling over or tripping all the time. It
right?
is the chakra thing.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
but that only happened to me once, the tripping, where I thought, what is wrong with me when I was tripping everything and falling?
I was dizzy for several days after that. Like I didn't go to yoga or you know, I do some walks, but I just walk up and down my street.
Right.
I wouldn't go too far. Barefoot if possible. Okay. And we're talking about ascension symptoms, everybody. Um, oh, the no alcohol phase, aura recoding or coding.
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
yeah, coating your aura, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that that's a no alcohol phase. That would be, I don't know, probably somebody has to um, talk about this a little more than I do because I'm not the biggest drinker. So I don't know. I go through some phases, but I'm more of like drink a glass of wine or a beer with food or whatever,
Yeah.
or being social. So I don't know that I go in and out of that phase. I don't think I'm affected or that's not pertaining to me. So probably others can speak on that better than I can.
Yeah. I do feel like there's a euphoria when we're talking about that nirvana, that ecstasy feeling that you get, and anything outside is like a downer to it. If we
Yeah.
like wine or marijuana is legal where I live, and
Yeah.
you know stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in any of that. I've got more fun than that going on. So
Well, it's also, I guess, good ayahuasca and psychedelics and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, so
There's a
there
lot
are,
of people who get a lot out of that.
yeah, no, that's different, isn't it? I guess. But yeah, that's interesting. I do know a lot of people, or a few that are doing that,
Yeah,
and they do get a lot out of it and have used it, microdosing and things like that, and talk to your doctor or whatever. But doctors are studying that now too.
I love
So,
this Oxford cat. There's a reason they call alcohol spirits. I love that.
oh, I love that, and that is interesting because,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Stardust says, 2012, Kyron said we were losing our elders. Sorry, 10 minutes behind our teachers and ones we really need. You said, Dad, mine passed in that year, as did all the elders. Wise. Oh, wow, 2012. I'm so sorry. I think my dad passed around then too, Stardust.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we became the elders, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a scary thought because I still
It
feel like
is a
I'm
scary
12.
thought because see, my dad passed away in 2019,
Oh, wow.
and then my awakening came in 2020, just a few months later.
Yeah. And so that was not like that was a lot going on. Then we had the pandemic right then, everything, boom, boom, boom.
Right. He passed in October 2019. Pandemic started March of 2020, and my awakening was in July 2020.
Wow. Yeah. So they set you up.
Yeah. Well, they've set me up all my life because you look back at what I've done and I'm going, wow, they've directed me every step of the way, going nursing, chiropractic, dealing with
Yeah.
dementia with a loved one. I mean, they've directed me along the way, the whole way with the experiences that I needed to deal with what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um, there is a lot that we're doing right now.
Mhm.
And we do set ourselves up with our contracts, like what we're going to do and the people we're going to do it with, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, light worker on phase. I like that. Like we're flipping the switch.
Like for the switch, it's like we have to go through all this before the light worker phase comes on. But it looks like that's what it is. We're going through a lot of steps before that clicks on.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
with what you've been going through here recently, because I feel like this is what you've been going through, I feel like your light worker phase just turned on. Is that true?
Yeah. And I feel like it's been on for a long time, but it's really like gone sacco.
Right. Well, you're just going to a different phase. It's been on all along, but this is like you went through another awakening to make another step up, and you're
Yeah.
rethinking a lot of things. But I feel like it's almost like the cloud has come off of that because you almost had this dark cloud hanging over while you're trying to figure some things out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gotten yeah, when you're saying that I get the crown burn. They're like, "Yep, she's right." Hi Julie, how are you? Okay. I'm just saying hi to people as they come in too. And it's interesting. So we can turn it off or down when we want to. And, it's interesting because when you turn on healing energy, I always feel like I'm flipping a switch.
Right.
And then when I'm done with the healing, um, I turn it off or call my energy back.
I would say that was one of the hardest things I learned. It took me to learn how to do was to turn it off because even while I was doing these shows, I was exhausted all
Yeah.
day long after one show because of turning it on, and I didn't know how to bring my energy back and collect and not keep putting that energy out there. So that took me, I know, probably at least a year before I started learning how to do that and going, oh, okay, now I can function with the rest of the day. But in the
Yeah.
beginning, I was gone, especially when
Yeah.
I was doing the Solaris Healing Center. That's what really got me when I was doing the healings. That was the most draining of my energy.
Do we have that this Saturday?
Yeah, we do. Mhm.
Okay. So everybody that's here, I think you all know about Solaris Healing Center, but we do that at it's at 11 Central, noon Eastern
Right.
for yeah, on Saturdays. Okay. So the thirst for purpose.
Yeah. Probably everybody here's going through that. I mean, you get that all the time.
Yeah.
People wanting to know what they're supposed to be doing, what direction they're going in. But yeah,
Yeah. So in the Vedas they call that dharma, like why you're here. Your what your goal is here in this lifetime and what you're called to do. What do you think the easiest way is to find that? To flip a switch?
I don't know if there's the easiest way. I think sometimes when you go through these ascension phases, it probably comes to you easily, and then other times you kind of struggle with it a little bit. Right, right now I'm struggling with my next phase and the next purpose. So because I'm finishing up my third book, so that's coming to a big closure for me, and then so right now I am struggling for the next. Oh, I was struggling with it for months, but I'm pretty sure I've got it now. What it's going to be.
You know, do you feel like we're going into a new cycle
Yes.
as a collective? I do
Hey,
too.
Danny, I've been talking about you.
Oh my gosh, Danny, you're the responsible one in the room, we decided.
We're talking about driving. because Terry was saying she was driving and got a light, see a light, and now it's recognizing what it is. Anytime anything like that happens to be, and I'm saying anything, Danny's go, "Where are you driving?"
Yeah. So we're talking about the thirst for purpose, like what our purpose is, why we're here, what we're doing. And sometimes I feel like sometimes it feels so easy, like it's what brings us joy or what we just can't do enough of. Like we have so much energy for this one particular thing, whether it's dreams or runes or cards or teaching or whatever, but something that we truly love and brings us joy. And yet, there's other things, aren't there? There's physical things that bring us
Right.
joy too, and that's so important because, and I got this hit. And they're just pointing it out that you got the hit and you didn't say anything about it, Terry, or put it into the physical. But I got this hit this week that it is something really important that we're doing for our guides and for our angels and for people as we perceive them to be on the other side, when we're bringing joy into the physical planet, because we have so much gravity in 3D and we have such a sensual life here that they can experience it through us or watch us. And so they're so thankful and so excited when we like go swimming or do art or dance or something. Oh my gosh, Marita, yes, eating ice cream gives joy,
Oh,
100%.
yes. We'll put that as the uh, the soothe the symptoms of the ascension phases is eat ice cream.
Always. Um, okay, the next one is the work becomes essential, DNA.
Now, how do you take that? The work, the DNA part, the work becomes essential, and I get that, but why does it have DNA beside that?
I think it's because it's activating our light body DNA, our
Okay,
crystalline energy. So, and they talk about in history, there's all sorts of references of people that lived thousands and thousands of years. They say that, you know, Patanjali's, Buddha, Yeshua, Moses lived thousands of years.
right.
And the other civilizations had that. And I feel like that's something that maybe we won't live thousands of years, but I think many of us will live 100 years or more, maybe hundreds, because of all the new things that we're doing with our DNA, as well as we also have AI now.
Right.
So the changes in medicine. What do you think about that? You're the
Well, I agree, but I'm going. I, I, I don't know. I don't know how long we want to live after that with the physical things that we deal with as we age, because there's that part of the quality of life. If you can have the quality of life like they do, and you're not aging, then yeah, let's go on forever. But I don't know about how long I want to live in a body that's deteriorating.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel like there's reverse aging now, and a lot of people are talking about. It, a lot of billionaires are doing it,
Right?
right? So that reverse aging, and you'll look at somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, they look like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Their bodies and their faces, and um,
We
yeah.
don't we don't have that access yet.
But I think it's around the corner.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe that's 10 years around the corner, but I do feel like it's around the corner. So, yeah, Deb doesn't wanna live 100 years. Okay. Yeah. And that's okay
It's
because
probably
we
not
never
wanting to live
really.
100 years in a deteriorating body, which is what I was saying. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that there's a distinction there.
yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. Okay, galactic family connection.
Yeah, well, for me, so I mean, there's no distinguishing for me on that one, on galactic fun. So maybe you can speak on that, or maybe somebody in the chat can, because my awakening in the during the ascension phases came with immediately came with the galactic connection.
Yeah. Yeah, yours automatically did, and I have my galactic connection in the crib.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of you here that are the same, or you're getting it now, and I think it's the same thing if you got it last week or you got it 50 years ago. You're like, it just boom comes on in. Um, but yeah, and let us know if you guys have anything to say on that, your galactic family connection. But and let's also put in your inner Earth family
Well,
connection.
yeah. For me, that's one of the same.
Yeah, for
Galactic
me too.
and inner Earth, because I do feel like, which I have recently come to terms with, that the people that are in inner Earth, they're like skipping coming on Earth. They're just going from inner Earth to galactic and back and
Yeah,
forth, and they
it's a dimension.
they just don't have anything to do with us here on Earth.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, Sarah says galactic connections always there like guides. We are just becoming aware of it. 100%.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and Linda said that she was told she'd live 100 years by palm readers. I know. She's 75, no prescriptions, vegetarian for
Wow.
53 years. Oh, yeah. But sad losing others.
Yeah.
Oh, Linda. Yeah.
Especially pets. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. That's the tough one. And Sarah also said Robert Edward Grant is aging backwards, just following his passion. 100%. He is a billionaire too, let's just say. But I love him. Yeah. He's exciting to watch. He's having a blast. He's like a little kid in a candy store. Okay. The world flips.
Oh, we got,
And
let's see, the
I think I
third,
forgot that one.
yeah, the third eye and downloads on high speed.
Where do you see that?
That's in the Galactic Family Connection.
Oh, okay. Third eye and downloads on high speed. Yeah.
Which we all agree to that. I think we're all here going through all that, which we've
Yeah.
gotten used to it. It's like, okay, my ears ringing. Okay. I feel like my crown chakra is wide open. Oh gosh, there's my third eye. So I think it's just become an everyday thing for me
Yeah.
anyway. And I think it's probably for most of us that are aware of it.
Yeah. So much going on there. So many orbs coming in for people and seeing light bodies in their cameras or with their eyes. Really, it's like the subtle senses are awakening.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Need community that understands.
And that's
Charge.
why we're all here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're here. It's so much fun, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. But that is what we were seeking out. And, be around like people that understand. And I say that all the time about how you can't fault people who are not going through this because they just don't understand. They don't understand. You can't look at something's wrong with them or whatever, but because if they're not going through it, they just don't understand.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that they're not highly evolved too.
No, not at all. They're just going through it a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. And their opening, their awakening might come in, like diamond light, like instant awakening. So you just don't know
And a
what
lot
that
of them come
means.
through the church too. It comes through the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or religious or faith or somewhere. It's in a different way.
Yeah. Okay. Skin breakouts, crystalline structures activating.
I think this was the one that shocked me the most was the skin breakouts because I'd never experienced that. Did you? You did.
Yeah, I've become so allergic to poison ivy. Like,
Oh well, I've always been allergic. Oh well, poison oak for me.
yeah,
Poison ivy, I'm allergic to, but it's poison oak that really gets me. But
yeah,
that's not been always. That's never been any different. So that's
yeah.
just now affect you. Didn't affect you before.
No, maybe I wasn't exposed to it, but but really
I would
gotten
say you
bad.
probably weren't exposed to it
That could
because
be.
while everything's warming up, you might be experiencing
Mm,
more poison ivy.
well,
Um,
that could be.
yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting. I would have never gotten all that myself.
Yeah. You know, I also, oh, Deb is allergic to strawberry leaves.
Oh,
Barbara has been itching a lot. Yeah, the itching, right? And I get shingles. Like I haven't had it for maybe 3 years now, but um,
how often do you get shingles?
I've had shingles like 4 or 5 times
Oh
on
my,
my face.
oh my gosh, you're
I
kidding.
used to get it every other year, and it wasn't bad. And I gotta say, if you're going to get it on your anywhere on your body, your skull doesn't have a lot of nerve
Right.
endings. So, not that there's a good place to get it, but it wasn't as horrible as you would have thought. It just didn't look good.
Well, I've had poison oak on my face before because poison oak is like viney and grows down, and I've been in it, and I was in my chiropractic practice at that time.
I,
I mean, everybody thinks that it's contagious, but it's not. But the way I looked with the blisters all over my face, and I was practicing, yeah, that was awful.
yeah, I was working then too. It was hard. Um, you know what? Oh, lysine. Okay, Danny. I kind of think that I became more allergic to things, though. I feel like my skin is more sensitive now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Higher selves merging in things.
Well, that's kind of like your guys coming in, don't you think?
Yeah, but I think that's us coming in,
Danny
like
said he had
remembering.
shingles once. Now, remember you telling about that, Danny? He's,
Yeah.
in fact, you thought you were having shingles again recently. You were telling me because of your body, what was going through, and you thought you were getting shingles.
I think we're getting through. We're releasing a lot of old stuff. For
Yeah,
me, that's what was happening. A lot of old inflammation and more allergies. Yeah, Deb. Okay. So I feel like we're all knowing things now.
right.
Like we're just remembering. Like you'll take a course and the first day of it, you're like, oh, well,
Got
you've done that.
it. Yes, I've done that several times. I've taken a course and gone, and I'll have a guide come in and say, "This is how you do it," and I'm going, "Why am I sitting here?"
Right. Oh, Mary gets severe skin outbreaks when eating bioengineered food.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's interesting. I do feel like when we look at food, like fast food didn't used to be as bad as is now, maybe.
And
And the junk food has gotten junkier. It's
yeah,
like it has more chemicals. So yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Creation of new realities.
well, that would be true because, well, for me, definitely, my new reality is that I'm sitting up there in fifth and third all the time, just changing the radio station. So my reality has definitely changed within the last 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yours sure has.
Yeah,
You're driving around in spaceships and going to all these galactic council meetings and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
Let's
saltless is plant based. Is that what I'm seeing? It just see. Well, I think I missed that conversation. I know Danny said lysine, as soon as you feel it coming on, works for me so far. Oh, okay. So yes. So anytime you feel that coming on,
I've got a
shingle,
lysine.
you take lysine. Have you done
Okay.
that, Terry?
No, I haven't tried it, but I've got it. I've got a lysine. I can do that. I just have to find it.
Yeah. And Sarah's going to hear that on the junk food bit into a Twinkie last month and it tasted only chemical. Yeah. Yeah.
And fried food is the same, isn't it? Like it feels like they've changed the chemical makeup of the frying stuff. too.
Well, probably through fast food, but if I think the mom and pop places are, they're still pretty good.
Yeah, they probably are. They probably are. Okay. Yeah, not everybody's bad, but some of the places, yeah. Okay. 12, 24, 36 DNA strands work.
All I can say is, sure, why not? How do we know? I mean, really. I mean, how do you know if your DNA 12, 24, 36 DNA strands working?
Well, that's when you live 1,000 years, I think. So, or you have as much fun as Edward Grant going to Ireland and all these fun places. So, I do feel like when we're living our finest life, like having the most fun that we can, and that doesn't mean that we have to, throw caution to the wind and be crazy, but it can be just the little things that it activates. We become more alive,
Yeah.
more
So you
present.
think that the 12, 24, 36 DNA strands work, become more alive?
I do. I don't think we need them, but I think we just activate them.
No, just laugh at
They're
it. Sarah's
there.
on 12, 24, 36. Bingo.
Right? Okay. Physical transformations.
Well, I don't know what to say about that one.
I,
Hold
you
on.
know,
I've got a cough. Go ahead.
oh, okay. I do feel like it's interesting, the physical transformations, because I do feel like when I started meditating, everybody was like, what did you do to your skin? And then sometimes, like I usually meditate on a plane, and a lot of times the flight attendant will come up and say, "Oh my gosh, you look so calm and peaceful and radiant." And so I do feel like it does change our bodies. I feel like people, and not everybody can see the light,
Right.
but people
I
see
agree.
your
It does
light.
change the body, but it has to be somebody else that recognizes it. I don't.
There you go. Yeah, I agree. I agree with
Bring
that.
a cough drop in.
Okay. That's usually my deal. Okay. Then we got two more. Superpowers phase.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love
So
that
we've got
phrase.
like talking with a cough drop. Is that your
Mhm.
superpower? So we do get superpowers.
Yeah.
Because we realize we can change our stories, and like you wake up and you have this story. Oh, my ankle always hurts, and it's going to be rainy today, and I know it's going to click every time I walk on it. And what if I change that story today? What if I'm having fun? I'm going dancing today, or turn on some music and dance. And and we can change our stories. I think with that.
I just got this vision put in my head. What if your back's hurting? You put on the music, try to start dancing. That's just a vision I was just put in my head.
Well, don't do that at home, you guys, without a doctor. But but we do transform things by changing our stories or our awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I believe. And then mastery phase begins, the higher work. That's the last one.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's true for everybody. That people are especially, we've been doing this now for years on YouTube, but there's so many people who are coming on and going to different phases and mastering phases. I don't know if you ever master the phase or you just go into a different phase. I never feel like I master a phase. Maybe I do and I just don't realize it, but I don't ever feel like I master it, but I kind of go to another phase.
I agree. I feel like I kind of absorb a clair, or I'll absorb a modality, and then I just can't wait to see the next one.
Right.
Like, I don't hang out a lot in one particular thing. I keep playing. So yeah, let us know if you guys do. Um, aw,
Well, that's all
yeah,
the phases. That's the last one.
that's the last one. Yeah.
Mastery phase,
Mhm.
higher work.
Yeah. Well, everybody, so let us know and please like and subscribe to all the channels. We have Galactic Gaia streaming here today, and that's our new healing channel that we're trying to use. Barbara says, I used health flare ups to tell myself what I am doing isn't working and changed it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Right.
good way to look at it. I should be better at that.
Yeah.
Usually I go until I have a health issue and it makes me stop. And I should be stopping before that happens.
And isn't it funny that a lot of times we can see it in our friends when they are are neglecting something in their life,
Right.
or a family, and then things start to break around them. And but in ourselves, we have to kind of stop and look, which it's always nice to have all you friends in the chat and Gail and Danny and everybody here, Julie and Liz, and then you can kind of look at stuff, Amanda, and then we can help each other with it. So, yeah. Hi, Carl. So, well, everybody have a great day. This was fun going live. We haven't gone live with Galactic Gaia yet, or I haven't.
Well,
So you have.
well, we haven't successfully gone all 3 channels. So this is the first. Well, I didn't even
Yeah.
check and make sure we were on Galactic Gaia. I should check before we sign off. Let me just make.
Okay.
Or is
Okay.
anybody here coming in through Galactic Gaia?
I don't know if anybody has come in through Galactic Gaia or not. Oh, thanks, Amanda. Yeah, she's going to put on her notifications. Yeah. Sharon Foster's here. So, everybody, I want to say happy birthday to all the June birthdays. My daughter's birthday is here. And Diana Oil Painter, her birthday was yesterday, I think, or the day before. Oh, Carl. Sarah says Carl and she are on Galactic Gaia. Thank you so much,
Yay!
Sarah.
Oh, yep, I see it. It's on. So, but
Okay.
thank you. It took me that long to find it.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all were acknowledging that you came in on that. So good. So
Yeah.
we know it's all working, all 3 of them. We can go on all 3 at the same time. Most of the time we'll be separating it, but we just needed, well, this is information that's pertinent to all 3 channels.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's all good. All right, everybody. Well, lots of love to everybody here on their Ascension and everybody that sees this in the future. And this Saturday at 11 Central, we'll be on. Will we be on all 3 channels
Yes.
for Solaris Healing Center? Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll be doing the Solaris Healing Center. So, and again, if you can't make the live, you can just go into the rerun of it and watch it. And that's that healing energy that you walk into. And this is entertainment only and not something that you do instead of a doctor, but change your story with it. Okay. Well, everybody have a great day and lots of love. We'll see you all later.
All right.